Hey, well, it's the first Thursday of the month, and you know what that means. It is time for Yo-Yo Talk. And I think a lot has happened in the yo-yo world in the last month. The main thing here in the state of Florida is we held our state championships, first one in a long time. And I believe this is the first state championships that has been held in the country since COVID. I know we've had some other competitions out there, but I think this may have been the very first state championship to get back up and going again. So that was a lot of fun. And I'll be talking a little bit later in the show about what happened in our state championships here in Florida. As you know, we will be having our trivia contest at the end of the show. I believe Rick Rentz was the winner last week, or last month rather. I still saw his prizes on the shelf over there, so we owe him his prize packets. We are going to get it to you, Rick, I promise. And we are also going to get Tim Simcoe his Yo-Yo Talk Trivia Champion shirt. I didn't realize that he hadn't already won one, so he is definitely getting one of those, and one is, I think, already on the way. And for those that are new viewers, you only get one of these Trivia Champion shirts when you win your first trivia contest, which is a good thing because the Nickinator wouldn't have enough room in his closet to handle them all if he got one every time he won a trivia contest. And for those that do not know what a Trivia Champion shirt looks like, Sean, let's see the video. And take it from Sean, this shirt is like a babe magnet. You put it on, go downtown, and you'll be fighting the ladies off like you've doused yourself in high karate aftershave. My apologies for those folks that were born after 1965, as you probably won't get the reference. Anyway, Sean will be posting the link that you need to sign up for the trivia contest. This is live. You can do it while you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook. There'll be 5 questions. The winner takes all. We only have 20 slots, so the first 20 people that sign up are our players for the evening. So you'll be wanting to know what you're playing for, no doubt. Sean, let's see what our prize package is tonight. Okay, this is our prize package for the trivia contest winner. That will be at the end of the show. The unique thing about these yo-yos here is that they are all yo-yos that can't be purchased retail. So this is a great thing for yo-yo collectors that are looking to add some of these to your collection. You can't go online and just buy these yo-yos. So we've got the 2 yo-yos from the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships that was recently held. Sean's not sure audio is going on this, these. So we've got a couple
of the one
that
is the butterfly shape, of course, has this great logo on it. It's probably one of the better logos I've seen on a contest yo-yo.
Yo-yos there.
But
that one
you had to be at the contest to get it, and here you are able to get it right now. All you have to do is win the trivia contest. We also have over here a yo-yo which given out during a book signing with Velma Daniels for her Lucky Is As Lucky Does book, which now I think the sales are upwards of 9
So the yo-yo is definitely worth more.
So anyway, the yo-yos are more valuable than the book probably,
these are 3
but
yo-yos
you can't buy these in the stores. You got to win them, and the only way you win them is to earn them by winning that trivia contest later in the end of the show.
So as I mentioned before, please sign up now for the trivia contest. We only have the 20 slots. And the quicker you answer the questions when we do the trivia contest, the more points you get. So it does behoove you to answer quickly.
Just so you know, yeah, the audio file was good. I just had my speaker on mute. So
they heard
both.
I thank you, Sean, for letting me talk over the whole the segment. Good. All right, we're off to a good roll here. All right, and so it goes with Yo-Yo Talk. This is live, so those things happen all the time. I want to give a quick shout out to Connor Randall from Old Town, Florida, who should be a first-time watcher tonight. Connor apparently has been playing the yo-yo a lot on his bus going to school. So howdy, Connor, and glad you're watching. We do have some sad news from the yo-yo community. Bill Caff, one of the Duncan demonstrators from the 40s and 50s, has passed. He was 99 years old. That's a lot of years of throwing a yo-yo. Bill has been a nominee for the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame in the past, and I'm sure he'll be a nominee in future years as well. And speaking of the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame, the nomination period for the 2022 selection has ended. We ended up with 20 nominees, not counting all the current members of the Hall of Fame, which people keep sending in nominations for, which is pretty much pointless because they're already members of the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. So the 3 nominees that had the most nominations were Jimmy Johnson, John Higby, and Bob Maloney. And so these 3 individuals are automatically placed in the pool of the 10 finalists. Right now, as we speak, the executive committee is sending in their votes for the 7 other people from the nominees that will make out the 10 finalists. And you may ask, who makes up the executive committee? Well, the executive committee is made up of the living members of the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame and the past directors. The acting director, who is myself, does not have a vote unless there is a tie. And I don't know who. So, sorry, that was another little glitch there we weren't expecting. In February, we will announce who the 10 finalists are, and I will post little bios of each of them on next episode. And then the members of the Academy of Yo-Yo Arts will vote on who will be the 3 inductees into the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. And here is the list of nominees. Right now, so those are the current nominees, and we're going to select 7 more of those except for the 3 that are already automatically in. Now, I'm not sure who Donna Peterson is. I think the person that entered that person may have been referring to May Peterson, who was the executive.
I can answer that actually. That is, I believe, a typo from one of Jimmy Johnson's.
Oh.
Not on our end, but if their name is in the nomination field, we honor what is put on the survey.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a May Peterson that was like the executive assistant forever at the Duncan Yo-Yo plant the whole time it was in existence. So I thought maybe they were referring to that. And then there was one other name in there I didn't recognize, and when I Googled, was the last name was Alex. So I don't know who that was either. So anyway, but the rest of them are all legitimate candidates. Okay, before I start talking about what happened here in the Florida State Championships, I wanted to talk a little bit on the collecting front. Not a lot of big news, but a few little tidbits. Sean, let's see that clip.
As you are probably aware, and I've shown these before, these are the Satellite Series Russell yo-yos, which are incredibly rare. And Sergi had sent me a photo of a new one that I had not seen before. These are the ones that I have in my collection. And at one time, I thought these may have been the only ones in existence. It turns out there are other models out there. He had before shown me these photos. This has a bubble-shaped satellite. That's a clear bubble with the logo underneath. On all of my yo-yos, the logo is imprinted on the outside edge, but some of them have a clear bubble. So he sent me this satellite of a Sprite yo-yo, and I had not seen this version before. So this is another addition to the Russell Satellite series, which is incredibly rare. Now, we're trying to date these things, and then we found out by looking at the Fanta logo, you'll see those black 3 dots up there. Well, normally that's orange, but because they had printed the yo-yo in orange, they reversed the color to black. But normally in Fanta, those are orange dots, which represents the orange drink that supposedly Fanta is supposed to represent. So I think we've kind of have a handle on when maybe these were made in the early 70s. There is a rumor that these yo-yos were not produced because Duncan filed a lawsuit against Russell over the trademark of satellite. But that doesn't make really a lot of sense to me because the word satellite isn't on any of these yo-yos from Russell. And although satellite was trademarked in the early early Duncan wooden yo-yo, in their re-releases by Flambeau, which were the plastic light-up yo-yos from the 70s and 80s, there is no TM on there. And TM just means really the trademark's been applied for. It's not till you get the little registered with the circle on it, is it actually a registered trademark. So I suspect Flambeau did not re-register the name. That's why it was not shown as a TM or R registration for their light-up satellites. So anyway, I don't think we'll ever really know what happened there. One theory, too, is why the low numbers is that apparently it requires many parts to make these satellite yo-yos, and it may have been just a production issue. And since we're on trademarks, I'm going to segue into the re-release of the Duncan freehand. This is the original freehand. People are freaking out. How are we going to tell the original from the reproduction now? Colors is one way, but they could still reproduce the colors, I guess, in the exact colors. I don't think they're planning on doing that, but color variation is one. But here's what you can do. You can look on the newer freehand yo-yos, and you'll see these little letters here right below the Duncan logo that says AVKHY. That is not on the original freehand. So there you go. That's a very easy way to tell whether this is one of the reproduction Duncan freehands or the original Duncan freehands.
Also, I saw Bob Rule had checked in. Hey, Bob, I just want to let you know we are working on your plaque. We have not forgotten about you. I also saw this little thing on eBay recently. This is a Dunkin' Donuts yo-yo. I picked up one because a lot of times people in the non-yo-yo community often ask me about if Dunkin' Donuts was a Dunkin' company that made yo-yos, and of course it has nothing to do with the Dunkin' Yo-Yo Company, different spelling and all that. But I thought it was kind of neat to find out there was actually a Dunkin' Donuts yo-yo there. It's wood. It's probably from the 50s, 60s. I probably paid a little bit too much because here is a box full of them I just found on eBay. So I wouldn't spend more than $10 or $15 on this one. I think they're asking like 19 or 20, 25 on eBay right now. The interesting thing about that box is that is a Whirl King box that has not been printed. So just a little curiosity. I'm only interesting because it's both Duncan and Duncan. And so something you might want to pick up. And there's a lot of them out there now because somebody's broken apart some of those boxes, and there's a lot of singles for sale. I did do a couple of upgrades to Mr. Bandalore. If you've been through my collection, you know I have a statue built out of 603 yo-yos. Now I have added sound and a face as well.
I, Mr. Bandalore. Ye have invaded me personal space. I therefore challenge ye to a duel. Throw your quiz now. Your quiz skill set be a wee bit shoddy. Methinks ye should yield and kneel to me.
So you may have noted I added a motion sensor which causes him to talk, and that I have found scares the hell out of little kids. So there you go. I also recently added a touch of class to my desk. I was looking for a Post-it note dispenser that was a little bit more cool than the generic one that I had on my desk. And I found one on eBay for sale that said U.S. Senate, and I almost bought it, but then I thought, maybe that was booty from January 6th, and I sure don't want the FBI to raid my house at 3 a.m. Plus my FBI file is probably thick enough as it is. So I let some other lucky eBay buyer latch onto that little gem. However, I did find a pop-up note dispenser that you can customize with your own art or photo. I made mine into a yo-yo note dispenser. So a little food for thought for the perfect gift for the yo-yo collector that has everything there. So on the Thursday evening before the yo-yo championships in Florida, we had a few of the VIPs come by the collection, hang out, and it was a blast. And I'm going to show you a little clip from some of what went on.
So for this year's Florida State Championships, the fun actually started 2 days before the tournament when we had some VIPs over to see the collection. But that's not all we did. Everybody wanted to try to do the coin off the ear. Connor Skolton risked his life many times during the evening, letting everybody that wanted to have a chance try. And I am proud to say that we did not have to call EMS for Connor. But not only did people want to do it singly, but everybody wants to do one up. And so here we go with Dennis Shatter doing both ears. And Dennis, by the way, is going to be our guest next month on Yo-Yo Talk. So make sure you tune in to hear me talk to Dennis next month. And then, of course, people enjoyed going through the collection. But what we also did a lot of was trading, which is, of course, my favorite part of having everybody over. We went up into my trading room, and a lot of trades were made that evening. And I think everybody went away really happy with what they got. And that's the great thing about trading, is that if everybody goes away happy, it's a good evening. So a lot of trading went on, but other things went on as well. It wasn't just the trading. We had some photo ops together. There's Eric and Eric's yo-yo. A little bit of change there over the years.
Just the hairdo. It's changed over the years.
And then, of course, some people decided to take an opportunity to do some other photo ops as well. There's Eric again with Mr. Pedro Flores hanging out with the grand master himself of yo-yos. But I think my favorite part of the evening was this. It was two-handed yo-yo play through the curtain of yo-yos. It don't get much better than that. So this was what was going on before the yo-yo contest, and I think everybody had a great time, and it was great having all the VIPs over.
So before I show you some clips from the Florida State Championships, I just wanted to let everybody know that all the performances, the finals, semifinals, you can find on Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk channel on the YouTube. Hopefully you're already a subscriber, but if not, there are a lot of good performances you can see, and make sure you click the subscribe button when you check them out. All the different divisions are there, so definitely go to the YouTube Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk channel and check them out. And speaking of Yo-Yo Championships, I was just talking to Bob Maloney earlier today, and they have officially set a date for the U.S. National Championships. It will be again held in Mesa, Arizona, which if you went last year, it was a blast, and I'm looking forward to going back this year and being one of the sponsors. The dates are June 30th, July 1st, and 2nd. So red letter those days on your calendar, as that is the U.S. National Championships. And I already put a bug in their ear about having a duo division, so keep your ears open for more information about that. And speaking of the duo division, we had the very first duo competition at the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships, along with a lot of other good stuff. So let me show you a little clip of some of that. Unfortunately, some of this I'm going to have to kind of mute the background music of the performances so we don't get slapped for copyright infringements. Sean, go on and show us that clip.
So the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships from 2022 kind of reminded me a little bit of the very first national championships in 1993. A small venue, a lot of enthusiasm. We had history made, though. Right here you see Justin Dower and Bella Miranda. They were the winners of the very first duo competition. Very innovative, did a little sketch. And it was a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see a lot more duo competitions in the future. We're already talking with Nationals about hosting one. So congratulations to Justin and Bella for being historic in the very first duo competition. Ed ran the fixed axle challenge. This is old school with a, well, I guess it wasn't just a wooden fixed axle, any fixed axle yo-yo. They went through a series of the tricks like rock the baby, round the world, et cetera, and it was pretty much a single elimination type of contest, and I think everybody that went up and took the challenge had a lot of fun doing it. Had I known they were doing that, I think I might have jumped in. Gianni Costello won the sport freestyle division, and Hunter Fierstein delivered an amazing performance in the X division to walk away with that championship. However, the hottest and most contested division in the state championships was, of course, single A, and Justin Dower just gave an amazing performance to take the title of state champion. He was almost flawless in his routine. It was really a work of art to watch him do that. So congratulations to our new 1A state champion, Justin Dower. But that was not all that was going on at the state championships. Of course, we had trading tables going on. There were several companies there that had their wares out and they were selling them. I had a 2-for-1 box. You put 2 yo-yos in, take one out. And the first person to jump on that deal was, of course, our meat director himself, Dano the Mano. Here you see Cinco. Cinco got this gator yo-yo from me because he actually got bit by an alligator. And there we have David Devlin, an old-time yo-yo collector. He came by and did a little bit of trading. It was good to see David out and about. I also had a little competition at my table where you would show me your favorite or best yo-yo trick, and if I was impressed, well, you won a free yo-yo. And finally, we honored several of our VIP judges that are certainly legends already in the yo-yo world. They all received copies of the Lucky's Collector's Guide to 20th Century Yo-Yo, the hardback version of which only 200 copies were made. If you have a copy of this, you are somebody in the yo-yo world.
All right, it's now time for our yo-yo trivia contest. I'm going to give everybody a couple more minutes to sign in if you haven't signed in already. Right now our numbers are pretty low, so you got a really good chance of winning this thing. And I just want to let everybody know, I don't expect everybody to, a lot of these questions are a little bit of a guess. I mean, Sean actually guessed 2 of the questions right. And if you've been listening to the show, a couple of the answers were in the show, but some of them are really kind of hard too. And I wouldn't have known them as far as the answers go if I wasn't actually looking them up for a question. So no shame in taking part, and you might win just by random luck too, because not all of this is common knowledge. But watching the show and taking notes, that will give you a little bit of not a heads up, but a little bit of an advantage for the other people that are watching the show. So do we have enough to sign up to start that trivia contest, Sean?
We've We've got 6.
6. All right. Well, that's. We can sign in as many as 20.
We've got 7 now.
7. Okay. Now you're
Let's give them. We'll get 57.
Okay. Yeah. We want to have more than 7, I think. So let's see if we can shoot for 10. And it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. It's just about having some fun. And the chances are, if you just happen to guess right, you may go on and win those nice yo-yos. And like I said, and I was talking over that apparently because Sean had his sound off as we were showing you what those yo-yos were in the prize package. We're about ready to begin. Sean was just setting up here mine so I can see what's going on.
Okay, so we've got 8 people now.
8 people. Let's see if we can get one more. Come on. One more person sign in and we'll get this trivia contest going. We just need one more person.
And if 10 more happen to sign in, we won't hate on that either.
Yeah, we won't hate on that either. So 5 questions. This is the way. I'll go through the rules while we're waiting for that last sign up. 5 questions. Now, the faster you answer these questions, the more points you get. So if you have an inkling of the answer, just slam it in there really quick, because that does give you more points than if you ponder it. And you probably aren't going to have enough time to look it up on the internet or anything like that, because how much time do we give them? Is it 30 seconds? 30 seconds. So unless you type really, really fast, I don't think you're going to find the answers on the internet. But like I said, a couple of these questions you will be able to answer if you've been following the show very closely tonight. Did we get to our 10?
We have, 9. We haven't got our 11.
What? Oh, we got 10?
Well, 8 people might,
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we probably got everybody signed in that's going to sign in. So let's go on and rock and roll on this trivia contest. So, all right, here we go. First question. Who won the first duo division championship held at the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships 2022? Feuerstein and Kloski, Vermillion and Perez, Miranda and Dower, Seals and Crofts, or Freeby and the Bean? And the correct answer is, of course, Miranda and Dower, in the history books for being in the very first duo competition ever. If you answered Seals and Crofts, that is a band from the 70s, about the only band that would come to Eastern Kentucky University to play. So they had them every year, so nobody kept coming after the first 2 or 3 years. And then Freeby and the Bean, that is a movie from 1974 starring Alan Arkin and James Caan. So a favorite of mine way back then, but if you were over the age of 60, you probably would have known that was not a good answer. So how many people got that right? Okay, we got 3 that are on the scoreboard, and Dano, who should know because Dano was the competition director, you would think he would get that the best. So we got 3 on the scoreboard so far. Let's go to our next question. Where will the 2023 National Yo-Yo Championships be held on June 30th through July 1st and 2nd? Orlando, Florida, Chico, California, Cleveland, Ohio, Mesa, Arizona, or Berea, Kentucky? And the answer is, of course, Mesa, Arizona. Mesa, Arizona. The same place it was held last year. If you were watching Yo-Yo Talk, both of those questions you would have gotten right if you were thinking and taking notes. Okay, let's see who got those right. Hopefully everybody. Whoa, wow, we got a lot of people on the board now. Woo! 7 are on the board. So it's anybody's competition, and it is tight too. Because remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So Dano the Mano is our number 1 on the leaderboard right now.
He's tied.
Oh, no, I take that back. Uncle Benji is tied with Dano the Mano. All right, let's go to our third question. This is really historic. Which 2 companies were sued in 1963 by Duncan for infringement of the yo-yo trademark? Cheerio and Hasbro, Russell and Lumar, Goody and Parker, Royal and Dell, or Sharmore and Spectra Star? And the answer is Royal and Dell. Royal and Dell. that you needed to be a little bit of a history freak, but we've talked about that many times before on Yo-Yo Talk. So we'll see who was listening to those earlier episodes right now. And Dano the Mano is still in the lead. The Stemco is catching up, though, and Uncle Benji is still hanging in there for third place. All right, now we get into a little bit harder questions. What yo-yo currently makes up the mouth of Mr. Bandalore? Tom Kuhn Anniversary Dental Practice Yo-Yo, High-Low, Festival Screamer, Duncan Starface Beginner Yo-Yo, or Harry Potter Screaming Yo-Yo? And the correct answer is Harry Potter Screaming Yo-Yo. And let's see who answered that correctly. Whoa! Oh, Dano took a substantial lead there. Woo! All right. We're down to the last question. I don't know if anybody can catch Dano. Well, this is a really hard question, though. So if you get this, you might just really jump up on the record board here. All right, here we go. In Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, how much did the Screaming Yo-Yo cost? $1, 2 pesos, 3 galleons, 4 galleons, or 5 galleons? All right, and the answer is 5 galleons.
You want to get a drum roll going?
And let's see. Well, now I will just say a couple comments about the Screaming Yo-Yo. That is, of course, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. If you go to Diagon Alley at Universal Studios, they used to have them on sale there. I think they were around $30. And they don't make them anymore. They're out of, they don't make this yo-yo anymore. So that's going to end up being a pretty high collectible yo-yo. And I actually had a little bit of angst taking that, even though it was a duplicate, taking that and putting that on Mr. Bandalore, because it's going to be a pretty collectible yo-yo in the future. All right, let's see who our winner is. Dano the Mano. Dano the Mano. Boy, Uncle Benji almost caught him.
Ooh,
almost got him.
Close.
He was close. Wow.
A second sooner, and he would have taken it.
Yeah. But Dano the Mano is the Mano. He is the Mano tonight.
Although I will say, he has all of those yo-yos, doesn't he?
I don't know if he's got, I don't know with the Harry Potter Screaming Yo-Yo. And I don't think he's been over to my house since I've put that on Mr. Bandalore. So he must have been looking really close at the video when we showed Mr. Bandalore. So a lot of those questions you could have answered by just watching the show.
Look in the comment section. We got a trade already. Dano is going to trade Uncle Benji. He has all of them.
That is true. Dano the Mano was the championship director. So he had the 2 yo-yos from the championship, and he's already traded me for the Doc Lucky yo-yo. So I hope you guys can work out a good trade. That would be great.
And if you guys do get a trade going, just message us what that trade was.
Yeah. Let's see what that trade is. Share with us what you got going on there. Well, that's about it for tonight's show. Our next show will be Thursday, February the 2nd, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have Dennis Shatter, one of the top AA players in the country. And he's a judge at many yo-yo competitions, and he'll be able to give us some insights on what judges are looking for when you get up on the stage. And please remember, you can never have too many yo-yos. This is Doc Lucky signing off until February 2nd. Thanks for watching.